Hi, I am Marianne from eFab Art, and I want to tell you what I got wrong the first time I bought serious art. I walked into a beautiful gallery in Miami, sparkling water at the door, perfect lighting, a name on the wall that the right people recognized. I bought a piece that made me feel like I had arrived somewhere, paid a number that made me wince, which I told myself meant it was real. 6 months later, I found out what I had actually paid for. Not the work, the room, the mailing list, the prestige of having a gallery co-sign the price. Same artist, comparable quality. I could have paid a third as much if I had been anywhere close to the source. I am not telling you this for sympathy. I am telling you because I have spent every day since then making sure it does not happen to the people I work with. Here is what the collectors I most admire have in common. None of them lead with what they paid. None of them open with auction records or appraisal values or the name of the advisor who found the piece. They lead with the moment, where they were standing when they saw it, what the light was doing, why they could not walk out without it. That is a collection. Everything else is just receipts filed somewhere. I have been lucky enough to sit across from some extraordinary collectors over the years, people who built something genuinely personal rather than just a portfolio dressed up as taste. And what I keep noticing is that the best collections have a trail. There is a story that connects one piece to the next. You can feel the collector inside the work, the way their eye changed over time, the obsessions that showed up again and again without them planning it. The collectors who get into trouble are the ones who outsource the eye before they developed one. They let the gallery tell them what matters. They let the price signal the quality. They bought the prestige of the room instead of the intelligence of the work, and I know exactly what that looks like because I was that person in Miami. The shift I made and the shift I watched the collectors I admire make is deceptively simple. You stop asking what is good and you start asking what is true. True to the artist, true to you. You get closer to the source. You go where the work is actually being made, not where it has already been packaged and marked up for someone else's market. That is why I keep going back to southern Italy. Most of the US collector market is still not paying serious attention there. The work is extraordinary. The artists are serious. The history is dense enough that you are standing inside something that has been building for centuries, and yet the contemporary scene is alive in ways that genuinely surprise me every time I go. I find pieces in person. I see them in the light they were made in. I bring them back at prices that would make a gallery in Miami very uncomfortable. And here is the thing about moving early. It is not primarily about the financial outcome, although that matters, and I will not pretend otherwise. It is about the story. The early mover gets the story. The person who found the piece before it had a waiting list, before the name was everywhere, before the secondary market caught up. The story is the whole point of collecting. The price is just the number you paid to get into the room where the story happened. When I talk to collectors who have been doing this seriously for 20 or 30 years, the ones who built something they are actually proud of, they almost always say the same thing in different words. The pieces they regret are the ones they bought with their ears. The ones they love are the ones they bought with their eyes. Buy with your eyes. Get close to the source. Go to the place where the work is being made before the market has decided what it is worth. That is the advice I wish someone had given me in Miami. I would have walked out of that gallery, gotten on a plane, and done something much more interesting with that money. If any part of this landed, I would love to know your version of the Miami story. What is the best piece in your collection, and how did you actually find it? Does the story start with a gallery wall or somewhere more interesting? Tell me in the comments because I read every one. And if you want to go further than the comments, come find me at eFab Art, where we can talk about what southern Italy might look like in your collection.